Joining us now is our 5-time world champion and Paige Pierce. Paige, I'll start with an easy one. When did you arrive, and how much practice have you gotten in so far?
I arrived Sunday night, and so I got 4 rounds in. Yep.
And how have you been pacing yourself, as in multiple rounds per day, or are you taking sections of the course at a time, or is it just round after round?
1 round a day. One of the days I actually thought about, I played a round at 7:45, so I was done by like 11, and I thought about going back out, but I decided to just do some putting instead. But yeah, it's a long weekend, and the course, I mean, we talked about it back at camp, like the shortest hole is 297 feet, and that's only 1 hole. The rest of the holes, I think, are 380 and above. So it's a lot of just powerful, controlled wooded shots. And, you know, when you're practicing and preparing for a major, you're throwing 3, 4, 5 times on each tee sometimes. So, yeah, it takes a toll on your body for sure. So plus it's a long track to walk too. So yeah, I wanted to make sure I conserved my energy, but yeah, it's going to be a long weekend ahead.
So with all of that being said, are you comfortable? Do you have everything dialed? Are you ready to go? Are you fully prepared?
Yeah, I think there's one shot still that I'm undecided on, but I'm going to think about it tonight as I'm laying down. And, you know, it's kind of one of those things where it'll be a game time decision. What disc is flying better for me throughout the day? Luckily, I think it's hole 14. I'm not sure if I want to throw fairway or driver to get a little bit farther up there. So we'll see which one of them's flying better for me in that moment when I walk up to 14 tomorrow, and go from there.
Back in 2017, en route to winning your world championship here in the Augusta area, your first round at Jackson was a 65. That was the hottest round out of all competitors. Your second round here was a 68, also the hottest round out of all the competitors. With all of that in mind, do you have a number you care about shooting?
You know, you telling me that right now, like, that's news to me. You know, whenever I go out to play, I try to shoot the best I can. After the round's over, I know what I shot that day, but like 2 weekends later, I'm like, I know what place I took, but I don't really remember the rounds that you know, the number that I put together. So for me, it's just always try to get the birdie, try to get the eagle if it's there. And if it's not, then play for par and move on. I'm not really comparing it to previous years or anything like that. It's just I know I can play this course well. I've done it in the past, and you know, my game suits well for this course, power and control. So I am excited, and like tricky greens, you know, downhill putts around trees. I'm excited for the challenge.
I'm going to follow that up with saying this: you're going after your 15th major title here at this event. The rest of the field combined, I don't believe, has 15 titles in total. Is that a confidence boost? I mean, the experience of closing out a major title is definitely something that is an advantage for me. I know to make your career go to the next step, you need to win a major. And, you know, that's what's separating a lot of the newer talent from even you just talked to Calvin, and he's never won a major. So it's like he knows he needs to win that to bring himself up into the talks with the Rickies and the Pauls. So, you know, I think for me, I like to have had those under my belt for the moments that go before that, you know, those pressure situations. But I don't think it's going to be something that's going to make or break me winning the tournament. But I think, you know, people know if I'm close, then they might be scared, you know. And final fun question would be, what's the camping like here? It seems like this is quite an atmosphere, and the camaraderie and everyone getting together and reuniting here at this major. What's the camping like? Oh,
it's awesome. It's awesome. You go down to the campsites, and it's all disc golfers, you know, a bunch of vans out there, hammocks over the water. And, yeah, we've been kayaking after the rounds. It's like 80-degree days. So after the round, just go out, get on the water, and the beautiful sunsets over the lake and the tall pine trees. It's great out here.
Here's Grant.
Hi, Paige. You're
Hello.
coming off a win at Texas State's. At this point in your career, how much of a factor is momentum from event to event?
You know, I think it's more. I don't know. That's a hard question to answer, because sometimes it feels like, oh yeah, I just won. Here it go. Keep it going. Keep it going. But me, I took 2 weeks off actually, so it doesn't feel like I have that momentum. But it's more just like confidence of like, hey, you know, I already have a big win under my belt this season. I know I'm capable. I know my game's in a good spot, and so just kind of like trusting myself that I'm capable of whatever shot I walk up to, and just knowing that in the moment I can execute this.
My records show that you would tie Val Jenkins-Doss with a win at this major this week. Did you know that? And what would it mean for you to achieve that goal?
I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Tie her for total major victories.
Valdos?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I did not know that stat. I also thought I had 16 majors. Paul and I
Right.
were just talking about it.
Yep,
and
16. That's correct.
Yeah, 16. So Paul and I are actually in a side bet, and we got a bet with Discraft going. So first one to 20 majors to break Climo's 19 is getting a huge bonus. So I think the more challenge on my mind right now is making sure I get the major before Paul gets one.
Given some of the tweaks to the course, 2 new FPO pads, for example, what score do you feel like is available to you this week?
Like I said, I'm not really practicing. When I practice, I don't keep score.
Okay.
I'm playing. I'm not even putting out from where my drive landed. I'm kind of moving it around the green because I don't want the thought of, in practice I birdied this every round.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm frustrated if I don't get that birdie. So, I think just with the talent that we have in the FPO division, on any given course, you should be able to get at least 9 of the birdies, right? So there's probably going to be a couple bogeys. So maybe let's say 7 under, 6 under, 7 under, something like that on any given course.
Sure. Interesting. Thank you.
Hey, Paige, this is Mitch with Gatekeeper Media. You mentioned last year we at Northwoods Black that your game plan was I don't want to really throw anything over an 8-speed. Obviously trying to keep it in the fairway, try to find more control. Is that something you're taking into a course like this?
Somewhat. And I actually had that thought before I got here, but the crew on site has done a really good job at cleaning the course up. Lots of the holes, they've taken out little branches on the side or like small little baby trees. So you have a lot more room to work with, even if you get a little bit more fade than you wanted. Being off the fairway isn't as detrimental as it was in years past. So really, for me, I thought I was going to throw kind of passions and under 8-speed and under, but there's probably 5 or 6 holes where I'm clubbing up full speed driver. There's a lot. It's a really good mix of a course where, yes, it's a wooded track, but you have room to flex drivers. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, and for the viewers at home too, as a top pro like yourself, one of the best in the world at control and able to do that. What's the mindset behind that? And are there other courses maybe you go into that and say, I know I can only throw this and I can achieve the results I need throwing this class of disc? What's kind of the mindset for that?
I think it goes into like playing practice rounds and seeing where your bad shots end up. And if you're in the woods and you have no way to get out, then I don't want to be in the woods. And I'm going to throw a buzz every time, be straight in the middle of the fairway. But if you're landing off the fairway and you have lanes to get out, then you have that, hey, I might as well try to get an extra 70 feet and scramble from there if I do fade off a little too much.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
All right, everyone, that is Paige Pierce, your 16-time major winner, as I said earlier. I apologize on the bogey on that, but best of luck to you this week, Paige.
Thank you very much.